Yes. Hi. Hi. Oh gosh. Mercury retrograde is playing havoc with my internet connection today, or tonight actually. Normally, um, I think if I wasn't doing it on a Friday, it wouldn't be so bad. Hi, Mimi. Oh God, I tell you, I had to switch it off, reset it, all of that stuff. Then, of course, the laptop's telling me, you've got no internet connection. I go, I know. So that's how Mercury retrograde has been behaving for me tonight. Friday is always a very busy night on the internet, probably all over the world, if it's Friday night. But here in Central Europe, it is Friday night. It's 1800, so it's 6 p.m. in the evening, and it's September the 1st. How did that happen? And did you survive the full moon in Pisces? Because, oh my God, that was, or still is, a little bit of a kind of tough, hi Poonam, tough full moon energy. I felt like I was being squeezed through a tiny kind of narrow tunnel, almost like a rebirthing. And thankfully, I've come out of the other end, and I actually feel kind of like something has lifted. Do let me know in the comments how you've been feeling since the full moon, which was, did any of you see it? Sadly, here in Gozo, of all places, we had cloud. So we didn't see the beauty of this spectacle because, of course, this was a supermoon and it was kind of like it was super. And it's a supermoon because it's actually much closer to the Earth in its distance, mileage wise, from the planet to the moon. And there have been some amazing pictures that I've seen on Insta, on Facebook, on YouTube, and all over the place. So, yeah, Poonam, heaviness. What I'll do for this session now is I'll keep my eye on the live chat, and if something catches if something catches my eye, I will pick up on it and talk about it. But I want to go through the energy for September because you will be relieved to know that September is going to be a little bit more smooth, a little bit less kind of angst. So we really need that. And yes, people are mentioning the full moon, and the energy was incredibly intense. It caused, I think, a lot of sleepless nights, a lot of, I can only go on myself and for people that I know, but stuff from the past coming up, which I decided this time to deal with in a different way, which freed me from the heaviness of the situation that I was kind of determined not to give in on. So it's actually been quite a learning experience. And I hope that for all of you, in different ways, you've found the transformation that can come through a full moon. And this was, as I say, a particularly powerful one. But let's see about September. It's September the 1st. So how is this month going to be for us? Excuse me. So we are in Virgo season until the 23rd. Is it till the 23rd? Yes, the sun enters Libra a little bit late this month on the 23rd, with, of course, the autumn equinox. And for anyone viewing in the southern hemisphere, of course, it's your spring equinox. But either way, the energies are still kind of compatible and will mean something. So don't be, don't be concerned that because I'm based in the Northern Hemisphere and a lot of people that perhaps tune into this channel are probably based in the Northern Hemisphere, it's not geared. This is geared as an astrological reading for the planet. That's how I view it. So someone here, Maria, is saying she kicked the covers off in the middle of the night and obviously couldn't sleep at all. Someone else is saying couldn't sleep, started thinking of their past. Interesting. And we've got Maria from New York. And for the full moon in Pisces, your oceans of emotions were off the chart. Your oceans of emotions. Yeah, I'm happy it's over too, Maria. So we're going into Libra season on the 23rd. So this month, and I think what's interesting, and one of the ways that I found, and maybe I can pass on to you, to cope with the difficult energies that have been around, is to use the Virgo energy exactly as it's meant to be used, paying attention to the small things, to the minutiae, to the details, looking at getting things in order. I mean, in a sense, because in the Northern Hemisphere, it's about, for a lot of people, getting the kids back to school, starting a new university term. Maybe for some people, they'll be starting their first job. And so there is very much a kind of getting back down to the basics kind of energy. And I think it's interesting that Virgo and Libra leads us into this kind of part of the season. So let's just think about this, because with Virgo, and we've got, remember, retrograde Mercury in Virgo. Mercury is our planet of communication. Mercury is what has been playing havoc with my internet connections tonight. So if the picture freezes or does any of that stuff, do let me know in the comments, because there's actually nothing I can do about it. We just have to hope and pray. This is where we have to have, as I often say, faith in the dark. So let's see. So Mercury in Virgo, with this communication, taking us back to the past, to past things that perhaps we have dealt with clumsily, is inviting us with its retrograde phase to relook, revisit, change, redo, readdress. Now, the good news is that Mercury goes direct on the 15th of this month. So that is going to shift the energy. But remember, as I'm sure you all know by now, Mercury will stay in its shadow zone at least until the beginning of October. So even though it'll be going from our perspective in a forward direction, it will be taking us back over some of the issues that have come up for us during the month of August, for us to readdress yet again, to look at, it's like a third final opportunity to get it right this time. Now, let's go back to the beginning of the month, because I'm missing out on one very important piece of information, which I'm actually considering doing a live about on Sunday night, because my lovely big outer boy Jupiter, our planet of luck, opportunity, expansion, sometimes of the waistline. Jupiter in Taurus, the sign of indulgence, is turning retrograde from the 4th of September. So we will have, and just let me count to get it right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 of the outer planets. Is that right? Yes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the outer planets retrograde, and we will have for a short while Mercury still retrograde. We will have Chiron retrograde, so that takes it up to 7. And of course, right at the beginning of the month, we've still got Venus retrograde. So the month is inviting us to slow down. The month is really urging us to take some time out, which is a bit strange at this time of year when normally we would be looking at kind of more doing and getting back down to it. And, you know, even in the Southern Hemisphere with the spring equinox, you're moving into summer. So you're moving into, with your kids, the summer term. So they probably have exams. So there's a lot of kind of activity and sports events. So it's quite an active time. The equinoxes always bring a lot of activity. And remember, the equinox leads us up to the solstice, the winter solstice, which is another very important point in time. Now, I am going to do a separate video about the autumn equinox and how it will affect each of the signs. So that will be very helpful. Now, somebody here is mentioning that, Bree is mentioning that her other half and her are taking time apart while he's traveling this month to reevaluate the relationship till the 17th. That's very interesting timing, my love, because there is a new moon in Virgo on the 15th, which is the same day that Mercury goes direct. So, you know what? I think that you will come to an agreement that suits both of you by the time he's back. I think this time apart will be giving your Pisces, his Cancer. Oh, you get lost in the oceans of emotions, my love. Oh dear, that's not so good. You've got to try and use this Virgo energy to be practical. You know, Virgo is earth. It's flexible, like Pisces, but you need to the oceans. Yes, well, it is. It's emotional. It's, you know, I mean, water signs can get on, but sometimes they drown each other. So you've just got to kind, and also, of course, it depends what else is going on in both of your charts. But let's just look at what this is about, because after the 23rd, we move into Libra energy. Now, Libra is a cardinal sign. Libra is about action, about initiative. And what this means is, because Libra is also an air sign, Libra is about harmony and balance. So it's inviting us to get some balance back in our lives, but not to sit back and just think, well, I did all the preparations when it was Virgo season, so I can just sit back and let them all unfold. No, you have to keep putting some energy into them. So any plans that you have that you want to launch over the next kind of 3 to 4 months, you have to do something for them. But remember, set those intentions, make those plans, but give the universe a chance for some flexibility. Give the universe a chance to say, can I be a little bit creative here with the outcome of your request? Can I perhaps tweak it a bit so that I give you something that actually is probably better than what you're asking for? and it will be for your highest good and the highest good of others. How cool would that be? So there are things to think about with this kind of energy. So let's see what's going on, what else is going on astrologically, because, excuse me, let's go back to the beginning, because on the 4th, as I say, Jupiter will go retrograde. So we'll have all these great maverick, kind of massive, big boys, as I call them, these huge, huge planets. Our planet Earth is like a tiny little speck in regard to the size. You know, it's really interesting sometimes to just use Mr. Google or whatever search engine you use to look at and ask for the size of the planets, the comparison of the size of the planets in our solar system. It's super interesting. It really puts things in perspective. And, you know, we live on this very challenging planet, and we live in certainly very challenging times. And I don't know about you out there, but I find there is sadly not much care and kindness shown to each other. There's a lot of attacking goes on, a lot of blaming, a lot of judging. Like nobody has the kind of respect that really, to make good headway in whatever we're doing, we have to have. Now, if we continue down this path of not valuing each other and caring for each other and being kind, then there's not going to be a lot of hope for the survival, quite simply, of the human race. And I can assure you that upstairs, the divine doesn't want that. It wants for us what is for our highest good and the highest good of others. And that's why us astrologers and also energy readers, tarot readers, channelers are all basically coming through with the same message from the cosmos, which is about respect. Yes, someone's just said forgiveness, love. Where do we express love? We have become like unruly kids in the playground in general. Maybe every generation goes through that. Maybe I'm only noticing it because this is where I am at this point in my life. I don't know. But it's, you know, someone here, yes, humanistic, harmonious healing. It all begins within, because everything at the end of the day is about unconditional love. We have to have unconditional love for ourselves. We have to respect our bodies, this wonderful physical body we've been given to explore and enjoy the positives of life on this planet. And yet, and you know, I hold my hands up. I'm just as much to blame as anyone else. We eat the wrong things, we drink the wrong things, we abuse our bodies, and we have to actually learn to really be kind to ourselves. And, you know, self-talk. I see people, as you know, online, and if you want to book a reading with me, September is really a little bit full now, unless I get cancellations, but I have got spaces October, November, December. You know, if you want to have a reading, go to my website, pennydix.com. You actually get to talk to me because the emails come to me and I answer them. I do like at the moment to keep it as personal as I possibly can. But what I'm saying is that the people that I'm coming across, I listen to them and their self-talk is so unkind to themselves. And I try and encourage them to say, you know, like I've often said, like lots of us say, would you treat your best friend like that? Would you treat the person you love most like that? Would you keep saying, oh my God, I'm so stupid? Oh my God, why did I do that? Oh my God, I'm useless. Because you know what? If the universe hears that, it just thinks, oh, clearly she likes being stupid. Clearly she likes being useless. Here you go. Not really for our highest good, but hey, who are we to disagree? Here it is. And so they dish it out. So I've digressed and I'm coming back to the astrology because I am an astrologer, but I am also a psychotherapist by training. So my understanding of the psyche and how it works for us, I've learned over the last 30 odd years, 40 years. The power of the mind, somebody has just written. Realistic expectations, these are all so relevant. Respect our energetic temple, a pyramid of energetic code. Thank you, Lil. Individualistic introspection is the key. Absolutely spot on. Hi, Joanne Vacek. I don't know if I've said your surname correct, but we were born totally in love with everything about ourselves. When did that stop? Joanne, you are so right. Andy, bless you. Everyone should book a reading with Penny. Thank you, my love. Bless you. Listen, I haven't got past the 4th of September yet, and it's already 22 minutes in. Listen, also on the 4th of September, Venus, our planet of love and relationship, that has been retrograde in Leo, goes direct. Now, she will be in her shadow, and for anyone that is born under the sign of Leo or has a Leo moon or a Leo rising, you will have noticed this energy has probably not been too challenging, other than it may have encouraged you to take better care of yourself and to attend to how you look, how you feel, how you present yourself, because we all feel so much better when we do something about presenting ourselves to the world in a good way. I, for one, and I probably inherited this from my mother because she was from that generation where you didn't walk outside the door without your powder, your rouge, and your lipstick. So, you know, my mother's influence. But and because in the past I did a lot of stage work and theatre and stuff. So I can't do a presentation like this without dressing for the part, which I'm sure you notice about me. I choose my clothes, my accessories, my makeup, and it makes me feel that I can then deliver the information, the astrological information that I want to give you. So this Venus in Leo going direct is a big deal. Venus won't actually move into Virgo until something like mid-October. But I think I've decided I am going to do a live on Sunday night and talk about Jupiter in Taurus going retrograde and Venus in Leo direct. So I'm not going to take too much time up about that now. But look, we have this new moon. Let's not forget that. we have this new moon on the 15th. This is in Virgo. So this really is about being mindful. What can you invite in that serves you, serves the highest good of yourself, and serves the highest good of others? That might be a good use of this energy. I mean, you know, I do a separate video and a live stream for the new moon. In the recorded video, the pre-recorded one, you get all your individual signs time-stamped, and they're always listed in the description box underneath the video. But this new moon is quite, I think there's a little bit of freedom that's coming. I think we've all felt a little bit restricted with the energy, a bit hemmed in, a bit caged in, because the new moon in Virgo is making a trine to retrograde Uranus in Taurus. Uranus is about the unexpected, but it's also about freedom. It's also about letting go. It's also about speaking truth. Venus, now direct in Leo, squares Jupiter, retrograde in Taurus. This is like, okay, you've got the ideas, but slow down. Sense the timing. Remember, we've got Saturn retrograde in Pisces. Saturn, remember, was a big major player in this full moon we've just had in Pisces. So it's, you know, it's really important with life to sense the timing, because often we think, and I'm going to swear, oh, fuck it, I'll do it now. That's not always the best solution. We need to think things through. Mercury in Virgo, going direct from the 15th, is saying, think things through, think things through before you act. And remember, respond to situations, don't react. The other energy that is really lovely in this new moon is that the new moon in Virgo is trining Pluto. Now, a trine is a helpful sign. And Pluto, of course, is still retrograde in Capricorn. And for any Americans watching, it's more or less at the exact degree of your Pluto return. So everything that you're seeing unfold in the States at the moment to do with the politics, with everyday life, with how the police operate, with the dis-ease and the unease of most people in most parties, is what this is about, because it's about a desperate need for change. And I think a general sense of despair, because maybe you don't see anyone up there on the podium, so to speak, that is really the right person to take the country forward for the next 4 years. I just throw that in. I am not being political. I am not, this is for entertainment purposes only. I am not taking sides or being critical of any of the various candidates for the Republican Party or for the Democratic Party. They're all the same. They're all pretty much of a muchness. And it's like, choose your poison. But it feels to me that America really needs somebody to come in that is above this present level of people that you have to choose from. And that's the problem. And until you get someone who really stands out and brings all the people together, it's no good choosing a president that only half the country support and the other half loathe with passion. You have to, yes, someone here saying out with the old needs to happen. Both wings are of the same bird. Thank you, Lil. Absolutely. Be still and listen. Exactly. Yes, we did, Susan, get a bit lax after COVID. It is time to go out and get our mojo back. Now, this new moon, we've got Pluto retrograde in Capricorn, trining the new moon. So this is a new moon that can really bring in some wonderful transformative opportunities. It's also sextiling Neptune. Neptune, remember, is the planet of the imagination, of creativity. So you have to think it can be illusion and confusion, but it's a sextile. So it's good. So Pluto is sextiling Neptune. These are dreams that can transform the future through what emerges for all of us around the energy of this new moon. And the new moon in Virgo is actually in opposition to retrograde Neptune in Pisces. This is significant. This is a full moon, a new moon that can really see you transform dreams. And that also we should dream. Don't give up on your dreams. Never give up on your dreams, because sometimes, and the problem is, and I was talking to someone today, and this person's view was very fixed on, well, if this doesn't happen, it's the end of the world. And I was trying to make this person just see that if this didn't happen, it may actually be for her highest good. And that actually what is really meant for her can then come in. So you see how we have to, we have to recognize that when a door is shut, it's not necessarily our door. We can knock on it, but if it doesn't open easily, if it does finally open, I think it's going to be the divine going, you wanted this path, I warned you, it's not going to be easy, but hey, it's what you've chosen. Because the divine will respect your choice. It's just the divine does know better than you. So after this new moon, we have something else that's very interesting this month. We have on the 16th, starting on the 16th, for a few days, for about a week, what is known as a grand Earth trine. Now, with this grand Earth trine, which is an incredibly helpful energy, it's grounded, it has fixed cardinal and mutable energy, so that's a really good balance, especially as we head towards Libra season. And what forms this grand Earth trine is the Sun in Virgo is in one point of this triangle. Pluto retrograde in Capricorn makes another point. And retrograde Uranus in Taurus is the other point. The sun. The sun is our star. Our star rules everything. Without the sun, none of us would be here. None of us would be having this dialogue tonight. Virgo is, of course, the sign where the sun is currently. So the sun is suggesting attention to detail. Retrograde Pluto in Capricorn, transform. You can take the things from the old that work and bring them into the present and take them into the future. Uranus retrograde in Taurus, as the other part of this grand Earth trine, is saying you just have no idea what might unfold if you kind of follow the cosmic law, the cosmic rules. Uranus is about innovation and invention and freedom. This grand Earth trine is a promise of better things to come. I will do a separate video, as you know I always do, on that. I'm actually going through the list of the heads ups that I'll be doing. But I'm going to just move on a bit because we have the autumn equinox, which I've already mentioned, which of course is when the sun moves into Libra. That's on the 23rd. And this is quite a healing equinox because Venus in Leo, remember, direct now, trines retrograde Chiron in Aries. So you've got this is healing for relationships. This is healing for self-love and for the love with others that we have. This is mending difficulties in relationships. It's good energy. The full moon this month is on the 29th, and it's right again at the beginning of the zodiac. So we start again, going round on this wheel. It's in Aries. And so many of you are making lovely comments, and health crisis means I need to heal my body and possibly dish out more self-love. Yes, Ebenan, you do. And yes, Lil, never ever give up, but at the same time, recognize when perhaps you're knocking on the wrong door. I think that is really important to remember. Let's look at this full moon, because this full moon in Aries is at the beginning of the zodiac. So it is about new beginnings, even though full moons are about letting go. But this is a full moon in Aries. Venus in Leo, now with this particular lunation, is squaring retrograde Uranus in Taurus. So any relationship that is struggling, it will come up again, and you will have to address it, and you will have to thrash out your differences. Venus in Leo is also sextiling our planet of assertion, sexuality, and aggression in Libra. But Mars is at least in Libra, and Mars actually goes into Libra. I meant to tell you that. Mars moves into Libra, and I've missed it. I think it's gone in this month, August. I think I'd forgotten about that. Oh no, we're in September. Oh, I don't know where I am. Oh, just ignore me. Let me go back to where I was with the full moon. So Mars in Libra is squaring Pluto retrograde in Capricorn. This is like authority is having a go at you. So there could be kind of like difficult letters come or information comes that is kind of like, this is legal stuff. This is dealing with what's right and what's wrong. Libra is about fairness, justice, and balance. And so there's something about dealing with relationship issues around this full moon, and also practical issues to do with documents and anything that is to do with, say, what I'm thinking of is if you were going through a divorce, it's about the separating the assets and the kind of sorting out of all the details of that kind of situation. Hopefully all of you are avoiding that kind of trauma. The other energy that we have that day is that we have retrograde Pluto in Capricorn trining Uranus retrograde in Taurus. This is quite an ongoing energy. And what it's really doing is saying, be inventive, think outside the box, everybody. Please think forward. See how you can really bring into being, dream in a new world. Start practicing yourself, doing one little thing yourself that changes something, because that can become like a snowball, and it rolls and it gets bigger and bigger and bigger and becomes a massive, massive avalanche of change. Because if everybody individually changed themselves in some small way to stop giving themselves negative self-talk, to start recognizing their accomplishments and the things they've done well, to start being kind to each other and supporting each other. And one of the most important things is responding to anything that feels like an attack rather than reacting. Because if you react, you just go down that negative spiral again. If you respond, the other person will still be going, and another thing, and another thing, and another thing. But you take the wind out of their sails so that actually they've got nowhere for this energy to go. So they have to at some point go, maybe you've got a point, and I see what you mean. They may still come back with a, but I'm right. And you just go, let's just agree to differ. So there are many ways to handle this. And if everybody did this one thing, made this one small change of just, let's say, responding, not reacting, this would make September a really blissful month. Now I'm going to have a look at the live chat and see if there is anything that needs my urgent attention before I sign off for today. But I do want to say thank you so much for joining me. I love doing these lives. I just really enjoy the interaction, and seeing all your lovely comments is really, it encourages me to just do more. So thank you so much. Thank you. I really appreciate. And let's see what's going on. Thank you, Mimi. I love you too. She's saying, I love your advice. Well, I do my best. I've learnt the hard way, as we all do. And you're very welcome, Debbie Thomas. Thank you very much. Someone up here, Lil, needs to quit smoking cigarettes. Mercury brain shortage, another great way to put it. Let's see what else. Your lives and life advice are gold. Well, thank you, Andy. Bless you. Poonam, it's nice to hear from you. Amazing read, very informative. Love all of your advice. Listen, I give you what I've learned through my life, and I'm still learning. I learn every day. Please believe me that there is no point we ever get to where we kind of go, I have become ting, 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 super wise. It doesn't work that way. It really doesn't work. Because in all of this, there has to be humility and the recognition that there is always going to be something that will come up and bite us on the bum if we get ahead of ourselves, if you know what I mean. So I am so super grateful that I had 30 years of individual psychotherapy as a patient or client twice weekly, partly because it was part of my training, which was a 5-year psychoanalytical psychotherapy course. I'm so grateful I did that. And I worked for 20 years as a psychotherapist. And I am so grateful for all of these experiences, because what I learned about through my clients was also I learned about me, and hopefully they learned about them. And this whole thing about growing old, growing in wisdom, growing in experience is a blessing that some never get. And I think one of the most important things I've learned is to try not, or is and I'm not, is not be bitter, not have regret. I'm not going to break into song because it's probably not in the public domain. Regrets, I've had a few, but then again, too few to mention. But have I done it my way? In many ways, I have, because I'm a stubborn old fixed Taurus, and I do it my way, and I've learnt the hard way. I've loved, I've lost too much at times, but haven't we all? And I'm not looking for sympathy, because what I managed to do when COVID struck was take advantage of that very challenging situation we all found ourselves in, and thought, right, time to do the astrology, time to relaunch my YouTube channel, which I'd had since about 2012 and had about 3 subscribers on, and yet I'd done nothing on it. So I just tell you a little bit about me, just so that you get a sense of where I'm coming from, because there are no mistakes. Everything is energy. Everything is synchronicity, and life is just amazing. And I'm just so grateful I'm where I am now. I'm grateful to all of you for the support you give me, for the ones of you that choose to use me as your astrologer, your personal astrologer, have sessions with me. I love meeting all of you. I am blessed with the people I'm meeting. It's awe-inspiring. You're all absolutely amazing. So I'm going to stop now, because it'll all get very sad and silly. And what's this Del Boy, Fools and Horses? Absolutely. And what's this? And now we see 24.4K. Yeah, woo! I'm getting up there. Let's get up to 25. So on that note, thank you so much for joining me tonight for this live. I think I'm going to do another one on Sunday night. I haven't quite made my mind up. I'll see how I feel. I might actually post it on Sunday to make sure I'm in the right space in my head to do it. But in the meantime, listen, guys, have a great evening. Have a great weekend. Please love each other, and loads of love to you. God bless.